Welcome back to the news at 10. A non-governmental organization, the Felix King Charity Foundation, has joined the rest of the world to mark the International Widows' Day in Nigeria. The foundation wants more advocacy to address the plight of widows, especially in the rural areas, while calling on the widows to break their silence and report cases of maltreatment to the appropriate authorities.
Extreme poverty, neglect, violence, homelessness, ill health and discrimination in law and custom are some of the plights of the widows, especially in Africa. And so this year, in its first ever gathering of widows, the Felix King Charity Foundation shares in their laughter and pains.
Here in Nigeria, it is estimated that 8 million widows are disadvantaged. 8 million is a whole lot. And why are they so disadvantaged? This is attributed to the ignoble and obnoxious traditional practices and prejudices.
It is a matter of law. All the states of the Federation, almost all the states of the Federation, either by the judiciary or by the States House of Assembly, they all have laws to correct these acts. But our people still continue to perpetuate these acts as if there is no law. As if there is no law. So it's left for me and you to engage the perpetrators of this evil with the available laws.
The speeches on the podium dovetails to an 8-man panel for more engaging discussions on solving the widows' problems.
Section 42, subsection 2 says, no citizen of Nigeria shall be subjected to any disability or deprivation merely by reason of the circumstance of his or her birth. If only we see our laws as supreme, you really don't need to go to court. But what we do, we mount these laws and then hold tenaciously to culture. Of course, definitely.
The Felix King Foundation has so far touched some widows' lives with about 50,000 to 300,000 naira and hopes to do more in the future.
The Anambra State Governor Willie Obiano has flagged off the 2016 farming season in the state. The governor disbursed 1 billion naira to farmers who are beneficiaries of the Anambra State Small Business Agency grant and a loan from the Central Bank of Nigeria. Governor Obiano also supervised the distribution of hybrid agriculture inputs to small-scale farmers and cooperatives.
Hundreds of farmers displayed their produce in Orumba South local government area of Anambra State, southeast Nigeria. Governor Willie Obiano is raising the bar of support for farmers, an announcement he made as he flagged off the 2016 farming season. Anambra State has given out 1 billion naira from the SME Retail Lending Program, which is part of the 2 billion naira Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Development Fund accessed through the Central Bank of Nigeria. The money is being disbursed through the Anambra Small Business Agency.
Anambra State is better for it. We have rice that have passed every other rice in the Anambra State, in the whole Africa. So we are trying to address the issue of yam, cassava, and them. We want Anambra State to be number 1 food production state in the nation.
Governor Obiano then gave an update on some of the successes of his administration in the area of agriculture, one of the biggest being the export of vegetables to Europe, to the establishment of large industrial farms specializing in rice production. So far, Anambra State has attracted $1.1 million worth of investment in agriculture, with rice and cassava production on the increase.
Let's take a look at some sports now. Here's Ayotunde Balogun.
Thanks, Ijoma. Excitement continues to grow as 20 African teams await the draw for the final qualifying round in the 2018 FIFA World Cup, which will take place in Cairo, Egypt tomorrow. The seeded teams and the 4 parts for the draw have been defined on the basis of a special ranking for African teams on June the 7th. The ranking has determined the 4 pots. Pot 1 has Algeria, Cote d'Ivoire, Ghana, Senegal and Tunisia. Pot 2 contains Cape Verde Islands, Egypt, Congo DR, Nigeria and Mali. Pot 3 has Cameroon, Morocco, Guinea, South Africa and Congo, while Pot 4 has Uganda, Burkina Faso, Zambia, Gabon and Libya. Antoine Griezmann has ended speculation surrounding his future by signing a new 5-year deal with Atletico Madrid of Spain. The France international, who's currently with the Le Bleu at the ongoing Euro 2016 Championships, had been linked with a move away from the Spanish capital this summer after scoring 32 goals in all competitions last season. But Griezmann will now stay put after inking a new deal which will keep him at the Vicente Calderón until 2021. Jamie Vardy has signed a new 4-year deal to remain at Leicester City. Vardy was expected to move on after a release clause in his contract was triggered by Arsenal earlier this month. But now the move is dead after the 29-year-old agreed fresh terms to remain at the King Power Stadium. Both Leicester and Vardy hope the announcement will end recent speculation regarding his future and confirm his long-term commitment to Leicester City Football Club. A 2-time Grand Slam champion Victoria Azarenka has been ruled out of the Wimbledon Championships with a knee injury. The Belarusian, who was seeded 6th for the tournament, has not played since retiring from a first-round match against Karine Knapp at last month's French Open. Azarenka's withdrawal means Venus Williams will now move up into the top 8 seeds. Meanwhile, world number 1 Serena Williams says she's looking forward to playing in this year's Wimbledon Championships, describing the event as special. Serena, who has not been confirmed as the top seed in the women's singles, is aiming to win her 22nd Grand Slam title. She's also been speaking on the Rio 2016 Olympics and the dreaded Zika virus that has led to the withdrawal of some high-profile athletes. And in golf, former world number 1 Tiger Woods has given a more positive spin on his return to the sport, but still won't say when he'll return to playing in big competitions. Woods has now missed 8 championships going back to his 2008 surgery. If he misses the Open in 3 weeks, it will mark the first time he's skipped 3 major championships in a row. And that's a wrap on sports news. I'm Carlton Day, followed on the News at 10. Continue shortly.
At least 20 people have been injured after a mass shooting erupted at a cinema in western Germany. Here's Temi Tokwefagumi with more.
Reports say the shooter entered the cinema apparently heavily armed around 3 p.m. local time and fired 1 shot. Most of those injured were hurt as a result of the release of tear gas in a confined space. The cinema is part of a major shopping centre home to more than 100 businesses. In the United Kingdom, after a 4-month battle between the Leave and Remain campaigns, voters have gone to the polls in a historic referendum on whether the UK should remain a member of the European Union or leave. Citizens clutched umbrellas as they lined up at the polls despite heavy rain and overnight thunderstorms causing flooding in parts of London and southeastern England. A record number of people, almost 46.5 million, were registered to take part in the once-in-a-generation vote. Finally, at least 51 people have died and dozens more injured in eastern China as a result of extreme weather events. Reports say hailstorms, heavy rain and tornadoes hit the province of Jiangsu this afternoon. Homes in Yangcheng City were also flattened. Many parts of China have been hit by torrential rains this week. And that's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you, Ijoma.
Thanks a lot, Temi Tokwe. And the main news again. The House of Representatives today set up a committee to investigate allegations of IDP funds diversion. This follows reports by Doctors Without Borders, which show over 1,200 people have died of starvation in IDP camps in Borno State. Also today, the APC Senate caucus declared their full support for President Muhammadu Buhari, saying there's nothing unusual with the government's anti-corruption war. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Bunyato. Do have a good night.